but Lembo's not.
And welcome back, pregame.tv. Ken Thomson, his sidekick Dave Cokin. Another 4 videos, first of 4, 2 college, 2 pro. Do it every week. Mr. Cokin, got to get your take on the World Series. I know, out of all the baseball people, first thing, I didn't even have to look at your play. I go, I know Cokin's on Bumgarner, game 1.
Well, yeah, he was a bad matchup for the Royals anyway. And there was a real interesting stat going in on Bumgarner. This was, to me, the swing stat in the game. The Royals are built for speed. Good luck running on Bumgarner. Last 29 starts, earlier this year, he started really focusing on holding runners. He's gotten much better at it. His last 29 starts, going into last night, 2 stolen bases in 10 tries against Bumgarner.
Wow.
So that removed a big variable from Kansas City. Also a little bit of pressure on the Royals because they've gone into each of these other things. The Oakland game they were supposed to lose against Leicester. First 2 games in Anaheim they're supposed to lose. First 2 games in Baltimore they're supposed to lose. This was a game where, well, now they were at home, get the home field advantage. No more Cinderella here. Okay, this is the real deal now.
That's it.
And they didn't respond particularly well last night. And I got to tell you something, Ned Yost's tactical blunders were already showing last night. And I don't see other, can they win the series? Yeah, but I don't see it happening. And Yost, he's just terrible tactically. Why would you use Danny Duffy for as long as he did last night? Duffy actually should be his number 3 starter in the series. Now he's basically wasted him last night in a 7-1 baseball game. Just silly.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, they're up against it. Managerial-wise, of course, going against Bochy with Yost, there's no comparison there. And then Bumgarner against Shields. And Shields, to me, is just not a big
He's not a number 1.
He goes to Yankee Stadium. It's the only place he wins.
Yeah, he's not a number 1 starter. He's a high 2. Excuse me, he's a mid 2 or a high 3 is what he really is.
Right.
So the big game James thing is overplayed anyway. Joe Madden gave him that nickname a while back. That was his manager. What do you want? And last night he couldn't locate his changeup. Well, that's big trouble for him.
Oh, yeah.
He only threw, I think he threw 71 pitches last night, I believe, 11 changeups, which means he didn't have confidence in what is his out pitch, and he had to rely on fastball and breaking balls, and James Shields is not going to be lights out under those circumstances. The other guy's ridiculous. He had 1 big jam in the 3rd inning, strikes out 2 guys.
That's it.
And that's the end of that.
There you go. And those were his first 2 strikeouts of the game. He needed them. He got them. And co-MVPs for me, if I'm voting for San Francisco, if they win it for the season, Bumgarner and Hunter Pence played every game. I mean, this guy just flat out does what you need every single game.
Yep. And boy, did he take that fastball and stick it into the next county last night. He killed that baseball.
The Troll, man. The Troll is his nickname, and boy, he sure did the Royals in. So we'll find out what happens game 2 tonight. We're taping right before game starts in about an hour. It is Wednesday. Ken Thomson, Dave Cokin. We're going to start with a college football game. It's going to be Akron at Ball State, and the Zips had to play with a backup quarterback. Kyle Pohl was not able to go. Concussion syndromes, so they went with Woodson, the freshman, and didn't pan out.
Not sure how much, obviously Pohl's got the experience edge. I think Woodson, according to some people, might actually have more talent, but he wasn't used to the situation. And Akron's they've improved nicely under Bowden, but they ran into it last week. Ball State, meanwhile, very impressive last week as a fat and happy Central Michigan team wasn't. This was something that was speculated. We talked about this last week. I don't think we talked about it on this video, but I know I talked about it on the show. Was Central Michigan going to go flat off the big win at Northern Illinois? Teams that aren't used to winning get in a situation like that, and they can get a little bit happy with themselves, and they got drilled last week by Ball State. Wire-to-wire job by the Cardinals. Got interesting at the end, but Ball State got the nice win.
Yeah, 5 turnovers to 1.
Yep.
And that'll do you in most of the time. All right, this is going to be my free play, so go on ahead, make it official. Akron, Ball State. And I just read about an hour ago that Kyle Pohl has been clear concussion syndrome. So more than likely, I would think he gets the start. But from what I understand, Terry Bowden said both quarterbacks will play. We'll find out if Pohl does get the start. But I'm looking for Akron to take care of business. And I'm going to rely on their defense. Also, running back Horatio Banks is out. That hurts Ball State because it leaves Juwan Edwards by himself. Miles, their quarterback, he's done okay stepping in as well there for Ball State. I'm not sold on this team, though. May have been a pretty good receiver, but I like the defense of Akron. And they stood up a couple big times against Ohio, but again, the offense shot themselves in the foot with a fumble late and then an interception to seal the deal. But I think Terry Bowden's team goes on the road, takes care of business. It's a short line. It's 1.5. Akron the favorite. I've seen 2s. I've seen some 2.5s, but I've seen it settle down right around 2. But I was able to get a 1.5, and there's still a couple of those around town here in Vegas. So, just a game that I'm looking for as far as one to play that I think I have a little bit of an advantage. I just think Akron's a better team, and they've been more consistent for the season. We'll see what happens with Ball State. Again, they have a couple players questionable, but they found a way to win, like you said, against a better Central Michigan team last week, and they're at home.
Yeah, the tough part here is you got to go against Pete Lembo, who's doing a bang-up job at Ball State, and I think Lembo's phone's going to be ringing, or at least his agent's phone will be ringing at the end of the season. I think he's going to be moving out of the MAC after this year and into something a little more in the high-rent district. The guy's an excellent football coach.
What about Terry Bowden?
Look, he's doing a nice job there, but I think he's still going to prove that he's got to take him one step further. So I think Bowden's probably going to be there for another year or two, and then he'll probably be moving on up as well. Who knows where? But he's got a pretty good pedigree, and I think Bowden's much better equipped now than he was previously to be a head coach. That first time around can be tough for even the best of guys.
All right, we've got one more college video, 2 pro videos. We'll come back with Dave Cokin's college play. Ken Thomson, Dave Cokin, pregame.tv. I couldn't remember.